TWM Podcast.
Welcome to the most essential podcast that you will listen to all week. That's right, because it's essential entertainment, this podcast just shot right up in terms of how important it is. That's right, it's Raw Talk. Raw Talk is part of the essentially essential TWM podcast network. We are a website, twm.news. That website has stuff and things on it. Stuff being written articles, news reviews, editorials, anything, you name it, you got it. Things being podcasts, which more or less come out 6 days a week, sometimes 7 days a week, because we like spoiling you guys. You know, I could come up with some highlights, but you know what? It's all good stuff. Just read and listen to it all. Read and listen to it all. But anyway, less about them, more about this. It's Tuesday. That means that we review what happened on Monday Night Raw. Thus, Raw Talk. Yeah. I should probably like introduce myself, shouldn't I? But not before I introduce the TWM Podcast Network, which is, you know, you can listen to it in various places. Your YouTubes, your Spotify's, your Podbeans, all of that good stuff, you know. So yeah, that's what's going on. My name's Joseph Kingsley-Nyinah. I'm joined by my wonderful two contributors who honestly just make me look like an intellectual dwarf when it comes to wrestling. I've got, of course, the ever wonderful Victoria.
Hello, you alright?
Yes, I am. And alongside us, we've got someone who's I guess. We've got Tom.
Sup?
Yeah. And myself, Victoria, and Tom are all brought to you by We Love Sport. Who are We Love Sport, you ask? Well, they are a fantastic app that finds you your nearest sports bar showing the latest WWE pay-per-views, which are essential, which means that they will be essential if we are ever left out of the house again. But anyway, you can find them at We Love Sport, and they've got a website, welovesport.co. They're honestly, their Twitter account is just dropping heavy hit after heavy hit all the time, and some of our articles, including one of Victoria's, made its way onto We Love Sport. So yeah, that's great, isn't it? I believe there's another sponsor, but this is usually when one of my contributors jumps in. Both feet.
Did you say another sponsor?
Oh, there he is.
Yeah. So we're also sponsored by www.wrestlecrate.co.uk, and we have a brilliant offer for every single one of our listeners. If you use the code TWM Wrestling at checkout with your first order, you don't just get a free item in your first box, you also get a free item in your second box. And because, as Joe said, we do like to treat you here at TWM Wrestle, you also get a free item in your third box. It's as easy as a pinfall. 1, 2, 3 with everything you can think of: t-shirts, badges, little vinyl figures sometimes from the biggest companies, WWE, Progress, NXT, all of those companies. I can't think of them off the top of my head. I don't know why. It's maybe because I'm already on the wine. But if you just put TWM Wrestling in at checkout on your first order, you will get free items for 3 months.
Awesome. How are you guys?
I have had a crappy day, so it is 4 o'clock here, and I am, as I said, I'm already on the wine.
And you, Victoria?
I'm as good as can be, considering.
And I am ready to talk about Raw? Essentially, this is the Raw After Mania, because the actual Raw After Mania, as we discussed last week, was it just felt like an episode of NXT after a takeover. They haven't done the next tapings yet. But yeah, this essentially was the Raw After Mania. And it started in the traditional Raw After Mania way, but it was interrupted. We'll go to Tom first, because, yeah, Victoria, I'm going to talk to you quite a bit later. We'll go talk to Tom first. What did you think of Drew McIntyre's proper post-coronation speech?
First of all, I love the little dig at the internet where he literally addressed the camera straight on. I loved it. Picked up on the joke straight away.
Yeah.
And it was just nice. It was just a humble thank you. And then basically saying, right, if you want to fight, it's basically a fighting champion. And that is the perfect way that he needs to be presented on the program, is that, you know what, bring anyone to me and I'll boot their head off. And a great first challenger, well, not really a challenger because it was a non-title match, in Andrade, bringing up that history from NXT.
Well, yeah, I was going to turn to Victoria and say this. Zelina and Andrade, like, the promo was fine, but for me, it was a standard I beat Brock promo. That's what a champion who's just beaten Brock Lesnar all has said forever, since Brock has become this monster, basically absorbs the Undertaker's powers at WrestleMania 30. If somebody beats Brock Lesnar for the title, they cut the same promo, and Drew is very good at cutting promos, but they cut the same promo. But Zelina and Andrade interrupted it to get their champion versus champion main event, right? Victoria?
Yeah, I like that they went back to their history. It was such a great way to kind of start his reign. Like, even though this wasn't a title match, it was so nice to see them relive Drew's time in NXT and what happened between those two. It was so fitting, and I did really enjoy the main event, the match.
Yeah.
I liked this. I liked everything they did between them.
Yeah, like, we had Austin Theory beating Akira Tozawa and Angel Garza beating some jobber from NXT. We'll talk about the Austin Theory match first, I guess. It was fine. Zelina was incredible on commentary.
Yeah, I mean, so for me, Zelina was the best thing about this Wrestle.
Yeah, like, for me, the best thing about it is the fact that we finally have some ungovernable cabrons for Andrade to roll with.
I do not understand that reference.
Yeah. But anyway, like I said, Austin Theory beat Akira Tozawa with and honestly, I think it's the worst bit of commentary I've ever heard. That's what this match is going to go down and be notable for, right? Victoria?
Which bit of commentary was that?
Yeah. I liked bits of what we saw in this match, but to be honest, I couldn't focus that much on what was going on. I was just listening to everything Zelina was saying.
Yeah, Zelina's incredible. And even, and as incredible as she was, even she can't talk over Jerry Lawler calling a senton off the apron. What was it? A ramen noodle moonsault?
Oh no, I missed that. Oh no, Jerry. Oh, do you think this is payback for them flying him out? It's like, I'm 60-year-old.
Yeah, but like Akira
I'm very susceptible to a certain thing. I know. Let's just get myself off the air.
Anyway, Angel Garza beat some NXT guy, and he's going to be a star. It's incredible. It doesn't matter how bad the psychology of his finisher is. Him calling the in an empty arena, calling the camera woman up onto the apron so that they can get a shot of his face mid-match.
That was fantastic. This guy's character is just on point. But social distancing with the woman with the camera before the match? No.
I mean, I haven't had the time today, which is weird to say because, like, you'd think that everyone has all the time in the world, but I haven't had the time today. But I was going to look into it. It might be his fiance, you know. Anyway, like, both guys, Akira and the NXT dude, they get dropped in their heads afterwards, just for daring to step to these ungovernable cabrons. Loss! But it's all for naught. And now we can talk about the main event. Victoria, you said you liked everything they did. Did you enjoy the main event?
Yeah, I enjoyed this. Yeah, it was shorter than I was expecting, but I did like it. I think that they fit quite a bit in there. There was a lot of backstory. I did really enjoy this. There was a few good moments. I liked it. It was nice and simple. And I actually did want to stay up and watch the main event. So
yeah, it was. What, did you watch it live? Because I didn't watch it live.
Yeah, I was wide awake, so I got through it all.
Yeah, even I didn't watch Raw live. Kudos.
See, the time that Raw finishes is the time I wake up.
Like, I sat down fully intending to watch Raw live and then woke up at 3 in the same seat.
Honestly, there's sometimes when I actually have to travel to work, I wake up while Raw is still on.
Nice.
Time zones.
You'd love to see it. There is something we have glossed over. We've glossed over. I've just kind of put it as a bullet point right at the end. Also, Seth was there.
Yeah, I think we called this last week. We said about Drew's main character, next opponent, and I think one of us said about Seth, and it was like, oh, he lost to Kevin Owens, and it was like, but who else is there that's a heel apart from Randy Orton?
Yeah.
I think we said, like, Seth, and if he's going on, obviously he's the Messiah and the Savior of Monday Night Raw or whatever, but he could literally start calling himself the Great Redeemer because he's going to redeem himself after the loss of Kevin Owens.
Yes,
and that's the nickname that they should go with, the Redeemer.
The Redeemer.
It'll be brilliant.
Yeah. Seth the Redeemer.
Yeah.
Yeah, who knows, man? Who knows? I mean, what did you make of his promos, Victoria?
I didn't like this, but like Seth's involved at the end. I don't like it. I mean, I know these two are gonna like do something, and I knew this was coming, for obvious reasons. But I don't like it, and I don't like it yet. But
also, we've seen McIntyre versus Rollins a bunch, haven't we?
But this time it's going to be a different dynamic, though. It's like when they've done the swap with Gargano and Ciampa down in NXT. Now we're getting Drew as the face and Rollins as the heel. Right. Whereas this time last year it was swapped.
Yep, that's fair enough. That is fair enough.
It's always an easy way to freshen up a feud.
Yep. Right, and yeah, I think that's the top story from Raw, really. The other top story from Raw is basically forms the spine of the episode as it was, is it's just captioned acting all stank. And if you get that, we should be friends all forever. So we'll start with the first qualifying match because, of course, acting all stank refers to Money in the Bank. It was the women's qualifiers this week, and I'll just run through each match, and we'll have a chat about them. Ruby Riott asked for the real Asuka, and Asuka has now qualified for Money in the Bank.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? These three women's matches, you knew who was going through straight away, and that was the annoying thing. You were just watching it going, yeah, well, those are going to be matches. I mean, the thing is, Asuka's such a star and so entertaining, but you know she's going to win quite a lot of the time. And no offense, but the way they've built up Ruby Riott since she came back, there was no hope of her qualifying for the Money in the Bank.
Not a chance. It was called the Riott Squad, and she's the Janet of her squad. You hate to see it.
Yeah, and I've got to ask as well, where's Liv Morgan in these qualifiers?
Who knows, man? Who knows? But we'll get to that. We'll have a chat about this in a second. I have a theory about Liv Morgan, but we'll get to it. The next match is simply captioned the winner of this match, Sarah Logan.
Oh, wow. I've got a question. Was Raw live or taped?
Live.
Okay, that's fair enough. I just want to double check. You never know these days. Because if that was taped, what the hell?
Victoria, do you remember right at the beginning of the episode I said there was going to be a period where I talked to you quite a lot?
Yeah. I knew it was going to be this.
I will now take the back seat.
Yeah, okay. So, of course, I love Shayna. Like, I love her, but I don't want her in the Money in the Bank at all. She doesn't need it. She doesn't. Her rivalry with Becky Lynch doesn't need it. But it's been made clear from she's probably going to win.
Yeah.
But I don't want it. It's not needed. I think there's so many other women that could have been in Money in the Bank and actually benefited from it more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I was going to talk about this right at the end, but we'll talk about it now, I guess. You brought it up, it's organic. Money in the Bank, the women's Money in the Bank, they don't book it like the men's Money in the Bank. They book the men's Money in the Bank like they use it as a piece of suspense, you know? And they did it with Carmella first year time round. I'll give them that, right? But women's Money in the Bank, like, men's Money in the Bank is almost like a mid-card title. Women's Money in the Bank is always just used to, like, it's just there, you know? It either gets resolved straight away or just gets cashed in for a straight-up match. So the number one contendership ladder match. It's when it's the women's.
Let's go through the winners. So Carmella, she waited until SmackDown after Mania.
Yeah.
After the Iconics beat up Charlotte.
Yes.
So that was a proper cash in. Alexa used it the same night.
Yes.
To cash in. Who was the other one?
Bayley used it the same night to cash in.
Bayley. Oh, there you go then. Yeah. So the straight up match one I wouldn't go with, but.
It seems that seems to be the angle that they're going with this year. But let me get through the last qualifier. Actually, let's talk about this now as well. They brought up Ronda Rousey's comments, which tells literally the entire world they will work.
Yeah. You know what? Whoever thinks Ronda Rousey doesn't work the internet and just shoots all the time is an absolute idiot. Sorry. The woman gets the business and she knows how to rile up fans, and people lap it up. Oh, she did it all the way through her year-long run. And she's doing it again, suddenly out of the blue. Oh no, Ronda, you're saying it's fake. Oh, I'm on Twitter and I'm angry. Oh, and she's literally there sitting on her farm with Travis going, idiots.
Victoria, did you see what she tweeted at the end of the day? Like her last tweet on the same day that all of the comments came out. Did you see it?
No, I don't think.
It was a parody of the Hulk Hogan working yourself into a shoot tweet. She's brilliant, honestly. I love her in the WWE. She just gets wrestling. Yeah. You can tell she grew up as a fan, and she's using that knowledge, going, right, if I was a fan, what could I say to really get on everyone's tits? Oh, I know. Do, and sit back and enjoy a glass of Pinot. Do you think Ronda's going to pull a Brock this year?
As in...
Well, who won Money in the Bank, men's Money in the Bank last year?
No. I think it's Shayna's again, because I think they're going to put it over. The only way that Shayna could beat Becky is by cashing in at the end of one of her matches, and then that will prolong the feud. I mean, I don't think Becky's going to have a match at Money in the Bank. Shayna's not going to cash in at Money in the Bank.
Cool.
But they're going to do that and make her look like a predator after Becky.
All right.
But I don't think Ronda's coming back in Money in the Bank at all. Honestly, I would say that return they're going to save for an audience.
Fair enough.
Possibly. Yeah. So it might be a while, but the seeds are now sown. Yeah.
But basically what we're saying is Ronda's back in the gym.
Yeah, pretty much.
There is one more qualifying match. Thomas's favourite wrestler wins, but she doesn't use the Rampage this time.
What did they call that Samoan drop?
An Annihilator.
It's they actually went with that.
No, it's fine. It's a variation.
Actually, yeah.
It's a gorilla press into a Samoan drop.
Yeah,
Give her a
which
snappy
actually
name.
I don't like. Who else used to do that? The Greta Press into a Simone drop. Someone else.
Was it? I wasn't watching super seriously when he was around, but Marga maybe, I don't know. Or was it Marga?
I think it was Marga. So she's possibly. Yeah, it was. Yeah, but because basically they used to run into him, he used to pick him up, and he went down straight away. Whereas she's holding him up.
No, sorry, Marga does Simone drops the same way that Usos do.
Yeah, like throwing up in the air. So it's very
one-handed.
TWM podcasts are brought to you by We Love Sport, the fantastic app finding you your nearest sports bar showing the latest WWE pay-per-views. We Love Sport has over 400 of the best sports bars and pubs in the UK at your fingertips and allows you to book front row seats, giving you the best views of the action. You can also check out what sports are being shown over the next 7 days, making sure you don't miss a second of the action. Download the We Love Sport app on the App Store or Google Play Store. Follow We Love Sport on all social media platforms at We Love Sport UK and check out welovesport.co.
TWM podcasts have joined forces with WrestleCrate, the original and best monthly theme, monthly wrestling subscription service to bring you a fantastic deal. If you use the code TWM Wrestling when you sign up to a monthly subscription at WrestleCrate.co.uk, you will receive a free item in your first month's box. Then, if you stay for another month, you'll get a second free item. And then, if you stay for a third month, you guessed it, we'll give you a third free item. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. WrestleCrate brings you the best swag from the biggest companies and names in the wrestling world. We're talking t-shirts, photos, pins, DVDs, vinyl figures, and loads more from WWE, Progress, Shakara, NXT, Fight Club Pro, and loads more. That's WrestleCrate.co.uk and use the code TWM Wrestling for up to free items, all thanks to WrestleCrate and TWM. Oh God, I just hate Nia. I hate Nia to bits. I can't stand her. And I'm going to say this. No, it's not me being again, because I know what people probably say on the internet. Oh, he's just against her because she's a bigger woman. Hell no. I loved Awesome Con, for example, or Karma for that brief time. She is brilliant. She's one of the best female wrestlers that we've had in the last 10-15 years.
Nyla Rose?
Okay. Nyla Rose, obviously she's still a little bit iffy, but she's got a great ground there.
Yeah.
Okay? No, Nia, I just don't like her. I just wanted to get that out in the air before I possibly get cancelled.
It's okay. It's not like I have a segment at the end of every single episode where you can vent as much as you want. If you're the bookers at backstage at Raw, do you protect Kairi Sane or do you protect Liv Morgan? They've clearly made their choice. However, what would you do, Victoria?
Yeah, I love both of them. I see more of Kairi Sane. I love Kairi. I think she's amazing. I would have preferred this to. I just think, I feel like it would have affected Liv more than.
Like, there is an easy solution to this. Have Becky defend against Nia at Money in the Bank because the face breaker is back, and have those two wrestle for the last spot, and put Liv over beating Kairi. It's easy.
Yeah.
Honestly, I just wouldn't have put Nia in the Money in the Bank.
Exactly.
At all.
Then
like, she doesn't need to. Now, literally, you've brought back Nia as a monster. Okay, great. So who's going to lose? Shayna or Nia? You absolute tits.
Yeah. Like,
I think Asuka at this point now can take a loss in a
I know, but like
Shayna's already beat her in the Elimination Chamber.
Look at the Murderer's Row. Look at the Murderer's Row that Raw are putting into Money in the Bank. Like, honestly, SmackDown. Then you look at the depth of the SmackDown division, and you're just out there.
SmackDown. you're going to have Naomi, Lacey Evans, and Carmella.
Sasha.
I think I can't even remember the matches. But that's what you're going to have.
My money's
Literally,
on Sasha. I think Sasha's going in, and she's gonna.
If Sasha goes, you know what? We've thought about this, and sometimes the women's Money in the Bank match is very predictable.
Yeah.
I'd say it's more predictable than men's. But every time we're adding a name now, I kind of go,
yeah,
okay, I can see the angles for all of them.
But if they go Naomi, Lacey Evans, and Carmella, then it's really obvious we get a Raw winner. So,
so that means we're getting a SmackDown winner then.
No, that's what I'm. Someone's gotten big for their boots now. They know that your boy doesn't have the title no more. Anyway, let's move on to other news because. Two other news. Combo breaker because Aleister Black finally squashed someone who wasn't black. Weird sentence.
And I'm tapping out for this one.
But yeah, Aleister Black beats Oney Lorcan, and this is Zelina Vega will be ringside for the most important person in her life versus Austin Theory next week.
Oh yeah. I didn't think of that.
My favorite thing about Zelina on the commentary is every time Byron Saxton asked the pertinent question about scouting Aleister Black or about how they were going to deal with Aleister Black, she changed the subject.
Brilliant. Love it.
But love it. Just in a really flustered way though. It's just like, why don't you shut your mouth?
Your mother.
Yeah, something. Obviously more articulately than that because Zelina's a goddess.
Very articulate.
But yeah. The other qualifiers we have are Murphy versus Rey Mysterio and Apollo versus MVP. One of these matches is the most obvious result I've ever seen in my life. Who have you guys got?
I can't wait to see MVP in another ladder match.
Ballin'.
Oh, right. We know Apollo Crews is going in. There you go. It looks like it's a semi-push for Apollo Crews to get over his Arsenal, which will be really good.
Mm-hmm.
Ray versus Buddy. Now that's the one I can't call.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
I'm not sure.
That is a very hard one. But I think you've got to go with. Okay, well, who could you see having the briefcase? This day and age, it's not one of those, right, who can we elevate anymore? It's not like when we gave it to Edge or Punk or they tried to give it to Kennedy. It's not like that anymore.
Yeah.
It's more of a storytelling, like, okay, we'll just give it to, like, if Ray wins it, what does it do to Ray?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Well, I think it's obvious who's winning it. I think it's a SmackDown guy who's winning it this year, and I think it's between two people.
Okay.
But this isn't a SmackDown podcast, so let's move on.
If only we could talk about any of the business.
It's an absolute banger.
If it was a Raw guy,
Victoria, if it was a Raw guy.
yeah, if it was a Raw guy, I would want it to be Buddy Murphy because I just feel like there is. I really like him, and I think there is something, especially with Seth chasing Drew and the WWE Championship. I think there is something there for him, and he's great. Like Buddy Murphy's.
You know what, Aleister Black.
Aleister Black.
Aleister Black. Can you imagine? It's going to be Aleister Black. I think he can hold it for a while. And no one would mind that he felt. It's not going to be one of those where you're like, oh, cash it in. No, Aleister Black, you want to do it at the perfect time, and the perfect time is when someone a heel we all hate beats Drew. They're celebrating, and suddenly
Black Mass.
Aleister Black Mass. Bam! 1, 2, 3. Aleister Black's our champion. He sits down. The ref just gives him the title as he's cross-legged in the middle of the ring.
Yeah, that's. Aleister Black wouldn't be bad. Murphy wouldn't be bad. He cashes in when Seth is unsuccessful in a title attempt and then just lies down for Seth. next Monday.
Oh, he does it. Oh, no. Oh, he lies down in a cross position.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, no, they're going to go there. Oh, they're going to do that, aren't they?
Anyway, let's move on. There was a banger of a tag match between the Viking Raiders and I think Ricochet is trying to get the team name over as Two Fly.
Huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Ricochet.
Ricochet and
tried
Cedric.
that. You tried that and failed.
Yeah. Well, you know, if you check social media's there. But yeah, like really, really good tag match. Really enjoyable. Well, of course it is. It's 4 incredible workers that have worked a long time together, I believe. I refuse to believe that Cedric and the Viking Raiders and or War Machine, depending on what you prefer to call them, haven't crossed paths in the past, and I've literally seen Ricochet do so. So, you know, good times. And there's an actual story in the tag division, you know, cutting straight to the Street Profits, who are too busy messing around.
I loved it. This just proves what Bianca Belair is going to bring to Raw.
Yes.
Just that sass was just like, they're like, yeah, and she's like, what you doing? Shut up, they beat your ass.
Did you see the meme of all 3 of them? Obviously, it's just when they're holding that thumbs up pose, someone's taken a still of it. Captioned Montez Ford WWE, Angelo Dawkins the state of Florida, and Bianca Belair as everyone else.
I need to find that somewhere now.
Yeah, but you know, that's actually a really compelling story. They've never beaten the Viking Raiders. It's about to go down, right, Victoria?
Yeah.
Speaking of it being about to go down, Lashley's fallen out with the missus.
Diddums.
Essentially, Rusev's reaction on Twitter to it all.
Honestly, I'm just like, okay, cool. Well, there was no point in this storyline after it finished. So yeah, go get a divorce.
I'm upset on behalf of No Way Jose. They could have had him roll him up.
Yeah, I feel as if a way to push it would have been just a distraction loss because of Lana, but an accidental distraction loss. It would have been much better. Would have made a lot of sense. But it's No Way Jose. He doesn't win.
Yeah, exactly. Well, like, you know, they just needed to start.
Jose, you're gonna win. No way.
No, what do you mean? Like, they need to start treating the GOAT like the GOAT. That's all I'm gonna say. And the last thing that I've got is basically my any other business. But you know what? I write the notes for this podcast. This is my show. Can Charlotte just fuck off to Wednesdays?
Yeah, go on then. She can. It's fine. It makes sense.
Like,
get beat up by Io Shirai.
There's no need for her to take up Raw time with a promo about a woman who most of the Raw audience haven't seen before. If you won the NXT title, don't treat it like a mid-card title on other brands. Just go Wednesday.
Yeah.
Go and be George's problem. Go.
It makes sense that they want to kind of give it more exposure. They want to make sure people are like, yes, Charlotte will be now on Wednesdays, and she'll be facing this person. Who's this person? Go to Wednesday to find out.
Yeah, I know. I understand it from a business perspective, but seriously, she could just fuck off to Wednesdays. And that essentially was Raw. And at the end of every essential Raw Talk podcast that everyone knows that if I'm hosting anything, I offer a chance for my contributors to have any other business. So I'll go to Victoria first today. Victoria, do you have any other business?
I don't know. I was really hoping you wouldn't come to
Should I go to Tom? Should I go to Tom?
Okay. So we kind of skimmed over it. We were talking about Money in the Bank competitors from SmackDown.
Yes.
Okay. So, who could we have? I reckon we could get Cesaro.
Yeah.
Were we talking about men or women? I can't remember.
Men. Like.
Okay, but you know.
We were talking about them both,
both,
to be fair, but like.
Yeah.
Okay. I reckon. Yeah, Cesaro as one. Daniel Bryan as another. And then we need someone else. I reckon one of the New Day. I can't. Have they actually announced the men's matches? I can't remember.
No, it'll probably be men's qualifiers this week. Men's qualifiers next week.
Oh, 1 minute. Oh, they've got one. Okay, so they've got one.
Elias.
They've got
Elias has been announced.
one qualifier match. It's Cesaro v Daniel Bryan. So one of my picks is straight out the window.
Yeah. Elias said he wants to be in Money in the Bank, so he's another pick.
Yeah. Okay. And
the final pick is going to be between Ziggler and Ali.
Oh, but no. Be Ziggler and someone else, not Ali, because did Ali debut on one Friday? I didn't watch.
Ali last year had his hand on the contract when Brock Lesnar walked down and ruined everyone's life. It's a story It's a story a year in the making. If they want to extend it for two, if they want to extend it to two, fair enough.
Yeah, so it's definitely not going to be Ali.
Ziggler then.
Yeah, and the women's one, obviously Naomi, Lacey Evans, and maybe Sasha.
Maybe Sasha, maybe not.
Yeah,
who knows?
The men's one is going to be the unpredictable one this year, I think.
Yeah, fair enough. Victoria, do you have any other business now? You can say no. You can say
the
no.
only thing I can think of, I've been talking so much about Money in the Bank and ladder matches, is the ladder match, the number one contenders ladder match that we saw on NXT last week.
Yeah, that is
moments during that.
Yeah, 100% a brilliant ladder match. What was your favourite spot, Victoria?
Tegan Nox had quite a few really.
That's because she's amazing.
Tom, she's not going to fuck you, Tom.
I don't care. That's called patriotism. Patriarch. You know what I mean. Shut up. Tegan's good.
Anyway, on that note, I think we should end it. Yeah, we have been Raw Talk, part of the TWM Wrestling Network, on all kinds of anywhere where you listen to things, you can find us, including YouTube. Please go and subscribe to our YouTube and whatnot. We are also a website, twm.news. We've got news, reviews, editorials, all kinds of things. I believe we have an article dropping from our very own Victoria very, very soon. So yeah, that's all there is to say. Thank you very much for listening. So I'll go to Victoria first. Social media, please, Vic.
Instagram and Twitter at Tezangi.
At Tezangi Victoria. And Thomas?
At TD Walton on Twitter. Tegan Knox, please follow me.
Yeah, I think that following you is the least of the things that you wanted to do. I'm Joe. Bye.